So till now we have covered the all the SQL topics. So from today we are going to look into the SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. So as you know, we have the three different services. Can you tell me, Thiru, what are those three?
Yep, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS.
Oh, good. So in these three, we are going to start with the first one, SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. So what exactly SSIS will do, how it will be helping us in doing to providing the solution to a business people. So how we are going to build a solution by using the SSIS. So coming to this SSIS, how it will be done the SSIS in the MSBI. Okay, what is the importance of this MSB? I think we have already gone through the one introduction class where we have seen how this piece of SSIS will be worked in this MSBI suite. If you remember this, so this was the architecture we have discussed. You remember, right? So in
Yes.
this we have MSBI SSIS part is coming into the picture here. ETL. So this piece we will be considering as an a SSIS. What does this do is collecting the different sources from the different places and doing this some transformation on this and loading to some destination. So that is what the SSIS will be doing. Here we have taken some different sources. SQL is one source, Excel is one source, text, Oracle, Terabyte. Like this we have different sources. So all this collection of all these sources considering into and making into an a one format and doing some transformation on top of that and loading into our destination, one destination. It can be data mart or data warehouse. So as we told, what is the data warehouse? You know, right? It's a huge place where we can store the billions of data. Okay. So now the SSIS target is collecting all the information, making into in a one format. Why? Because see, if we have any different sources here, SQL is a one source, Excel is a one source, text is a one source. So collecting of all this information is fine. So finally our target is what we have to store it into one destination. Why? Because our ETL job is collecting of all these information is fine. So once this collection is information, we have to convert into this data into one proper information, right? On top of that only we are going to file a query and retrieving the data. Okay. So here SQL to SQL is fine. Our data warehouse is also in SQL maintenance only. So means from SQL to SQL it will work fine. So what happens if we are maintaining the Excel to data warehouse? So for that purpose, here directly SQL to SQL is good. So no need to do any transformations or converting the things. Why? Because SQL source, SQL target. But here if you see here Excel source target is SQL. Means we have to convert this Excel data into SQL information. Means we have to do something in the ETL which our SSIS will be doing this part, connecting the source and converting the source into SQL. Got it? So this is what the piece we are going to look into this ETL. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
Actually, Excel is converting into SQL. Actually, ETL is going to convert Excel into SQL, or SSIS is going to convert Excel into SQL format.
Very good question. So SSIS is nothing but an ETL. Okay.
Okay.
SQL Server integration means what we are going to do. We are integrating the source and target by using one process which is called as an ETL. Okay, this step we are calling it as an ETL, which is nothing but SSIS. Okay,
ETL is one of the process in SSIS.
yes, exactly. Okay,
Thank you.
this is how we are going to take care of the SSIS. Excuse me. So this is what we have discussed earlier. Now we are going to see one more diagram where we have some more detail in this piece of this ETL. Okay. So which is nothing but we are elaborating more on this part actually. Okay. Extraction, transformation, and loading the process. Okay. So it's nothing new actually, which we have discussed earlier. So here we have the different sources. To get more highlight on this point, I'm just giving the another picture. That's it. So collection of all these different sources means which is nothing but the extract, the first step. And top of that, if we need any transformations, we need to do these transformations. We'll see what is these transformations in the coming sessions. But still, I'll give one brief idea. What does it do is means sometimes what happens is uh, this is the one source we told you, right? So let's say this is some one table here. Source is SQL, and we have extracted that connected to that source. On top of that, we are doing some transformations. I am saying, right? Means if you want to, let's say in this table, I just need only the 10 records or some 10 columns only. We have some 20 to 30 columns in that, which is unnecessary for us. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to eliminate those columns, and we are filtering some calculations also. So all those things are taken care in this transformation step. And the third step is loading into the data warehouse. Means our big data warehouse is there, right? So we are going to, that is our destination where our source and destination has to be done. So from the source to it is loading into some destination. On top of that, we will going to process something. Why? Because once the data is loaded, the data warehouses becomes very big. Why? Because every day we will be loading some thousands and millions of data into the data warehouse. Okay. So like this, the ETL will be comes into the picture, and this is the how the process will be taken care. Okay, so let's start with one our tool, where we are going to start with the tool how to do the SSIS. Okay, so for that we need to start with the go to all programs, go to the Microsoft SQL Server 2012, and check out this option SQL Server Data Tools. So it should be installed in our system to do this SSIS or SSRS or SSIS. So all these three things are comes under in a one tree, right? So which is nothing but our MSBS suite. So click on this. Now it will be opening our Visual Studio 2010 or whichever the version is installed in your work system. Okay. So once this is open, it will be shown like this. So from now onwards, we will be following the options which are available in this tool. We are not, so what's the main important in this tool is, so we need to understand which option is useful for which purpose. So if you know this thing, this tool is very easy and very simple. So just the things is just only the drag and drop only. There is nothing much to do coding or something on this tool. So if you understand the options, why it is and what is the purpose of this, then easily you can create the SSIS or SSRS or anything. It's a very simple actually. Okay. Here we don't write any coding or something. We need only let's say only 5% of coding. Rest of the 95% will be taken care by the tool itself. Okay. So this is how it will be opened. Let's go to this file. Now we are going to create a new project. Open new project. Click on this. So here it is asking, so which one you are going to start, which services? Are you going to start analysis services? Are you going to SSIS or SSRS? It is asking which option you want to like to choose. So our choice is integration services, right? So in this we have the two options: integration service project, integration service import service wizard. So here both the things are same: integration project wizard and the simply project. So if you click the project, I would like to say go through with the project only. I will tell you what is the wizard and how it will be helpful for us. I will show you in the coming sessions, but as of now remember the first option, integration service project. Okay. And below we have name and solution. So here we need to provide the what is our solution name. Means we are going to build a one solution, right? So it should be have some proper name, and it should be have some proper naming conventions, all those things. So I am going to give the some solution, some my solution or some project solution. This is the solution name, right? Let's give the my name as an my project, and the solution is my project solution. So it will be depends on the project actually. Okay. So where it has to be stored, it is asking to the location where we need to store this project or something. So it depends on our requirement where we want to store our project. By default it will give some path. Just specify it, or if you want to change, just go to the browse and change the location. Okay. Once the settings is done, just click OK.
Questions.
Yes, please.
Actually, the place of name, we should write only my project, or we can write anything.
Anything. Generally it will be taken care by the project. If you are working on the insurance domain or banking domain, or you are working from the some other, that depends on the project. So that project name will be given, and below to that the project solution. See, this is the my solution name. So whatever we give the solution, that solution will be presented here. Okay, it will becomes like this. Okay, this is my solution
Yeah.
name.
Okay. Can I give in place of my project, uh, him project, him project.
Yeah, that is if it is your project name is him project, then you can give the him project, no issues.
But we need to give project.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
okay.
Okay. So whatever the name we give, it will be reflected here.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Thank
Okay,
you.
fine. So this is the area where we are going to work the all the SSIS piece. Okay.
We should write project as master.
Yeah, until unless we won't have any solution, how can we are going to create our own ETL job? So there should be one solution to be first created. Then only we are going to start anything. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So before directly entering into the ETL, just have some hands-on on these two areas. What are the things we are able to see now? What are the things we need to take care if we are going to open the solution every time? Okay, so let's start this. So getting started, this SSIS it's not required. just close. It's just giving the some introduction, so nothing much on this. So we can close this one. Properties window, yes, we need this one. Okay, the solution explorer. Okay, so we need all these things. So what does this solution explorer will be telling us is, so it is giving the details of our solution, and it is giving the all the packages. So we'll, from now onwards, whatever the task we are going to do, it is stored into one package. So all the ETL works will be, from now onwards, we'll be calling it as a one package. Okay. So if we are doing some task here, okay, so this task is done. We have collected some source, and we have done some ETL, and we have moved it to some destination. So all this process will be stored into package. Okay, dot dtx. Okay, so all this process will be stored into one package. That extension will be dot dtsx. Okay, any task we will do, it will be converted, it will be call it as a one package. So like this we are going to do so many packages here. So one by one we will see. So first we will see what are the things. The first, you can see the left hand side, we have some SSIS toolbox, right? So in this toolbox we can find different tasks, data flow task, execute task, analysis task. Like this we have different tasks. Okay, so any doubt?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean by DTSX?
So DTSX means data transformation system. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So previously, when we had started the SSIS version in the 2005, we used to call this as an DTS only. Means DTS means data transformation system. After
Okay.
the 2008 R2, it is converted as an DTSX. Means here X is something dynamic. Okay, we used to
Okay.
have some issues in the DTS that are all overcome in the DTSX. Means it is making some dynamism we have added in the .dtsx. Okay,
Okay. Thank
so this is our toolbox where we are going to select all the tasks or whichever we needed. All these things will be listed out in the here. Okay, and this package.dtsx, so design mode. So now we are in a design mode. We are going to design a ETL where how the source are connected, how the destination is connected, where the transformations has to apply. All these things will be done in this area. This is the design area where we are going to apply all our package details. Okay, and control flow, we have here one control flow, data flow, parameter, event handlers, and packages. Okay, so once we start one sample package, then we can explain you how this control flow and data flow will be working. Okay, let's create one sample project, one sample package here. Okay, so here my task is, so I have one, so I have one file here which is nothing but some txt file, text file I am having. So what my ETL package has to do is, so this text file has to be loaded into my destination, which is nothing but some SQL table. Okay, SQL table. So now my ETL job is connecting this text file and loading this into destination. This is my one package. Okay, loading the text file into SQL table or destination table. This is my task. So this is how the requirement will be comes from the client. So every day will be, the client will be sending some text files or some Excel files. Whatever the source we have, that source will be sent by the client. So that source we have to process and we have to load it into destination. This is our task which we are going to done in the ETL. Let's start with this, how to do this one. Again going to SSIS. So for that we need a data flow task. So in every control flow, what we are going to do is we are going to say which task should be done at what time and what has to be done. Means it is something we are controlling the flow. So let's say once this data flow is done, we are going to execute some SQL task. Okay, so this is how the control flow will tells us was once this task is done, then do this task. Once this task is done, do some send mail task. Once this task is done, just do some file system task. So the control flow will tells how the task flow should be done, after which one has to be executed. So once this is done, I'm just connecting this to this. So now this is done. After this it has to execute this. After this it has to execute this one. After this it has to execute this one. So like this we are going to tell the flow how to be executed, which task and what task has to be executed at what time. So all these things we are going to control from the control flow. So this is what the control flow. If you see this diagram in the control flow, it is showing something like icon. Some box is there. Once that is done, going to the next box, then going to the next box. So all these things we are going to be handling from control flow. Let's start a very simple package. So which we discussed. Let's start with the source from text file to some table. Okay, that is what my package actually. So once the data flow task is drag and dropped here, just double click the data flow task, double click on the data flow task, or we can go to the directly here data flow, whichever option, both are same. Just double click on the data flow task. See, now this window is activated. The first task is control flow, which means the this step means collect which task has to be done first, that we have already set. Now it is automatically going to the data flow. Now here, if you look at the toolbox in the control flow, we have only all the tasks are specified here. Means all the tasks which has to be done one after the one. All these things we have listed here. But when we jump into the data flow task, it has changed. It is showing some favorites, common, and all those things. But our target is source and destination. ETL is connecting the source, doing some transformations, and then sending to the destination. Right? That is our target. So, what are the different sources available here? We have flat file, Excel, CDC, .NET, OLEDB source, XML, raw file. It is supporting the different formats here. Now our first target is, what is our source? Flat file, right? One flat file or text file. So drag and drop on the design. The source part is done. Now close this source one. What is our destination? OLEDB. OLEDB means our SQL table. What is the destination? OLEDB destination. Okay. Now we have drag and drop the source and destination. Simply connect this source to destination. Done was. Now if you see here, it is showing some red mark, right? So we have to,
Question.
yes.
Actually, we have many destinations, Excel destination, flat file destination, but you are selecting OLE DB destination. Why?
See, in our example, I told our package is, our requirement is first, so collection of text files loading into one destination, that is nothing but SQL,
Yep.
right? So in coming session we'll see all these things. Okay, so source is flat, it will be destination is Excel. So if you remember this, what is the source here? Excel, SQL, text, Oracle. We are going to see all these things. Okay, but here destination is SQL. If you remember this data warehouse, what we are going to store,
Yeah.
all these things are in the SQL only, right? SQL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Converting our source into SQL. That is what our the ETL job, right? So that is what I am
If the
going to.
if the source itself is SQL, then also we have to convert it.
No, why it's a direct, right? We can directly dump into the data warehouse.
Okay.
So no need to do anything. Okay,
Okay.
that's why here my source is flat file and my target is SQL. Okay, just try to give the every time the proper name, make it as a source.
I mean, only BB destination is the SQL.
SQL.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
The flat file destination ODBC are they are different from SQL.
yeah, they are different actually. So try to give the naming conventions which need to be followed. Okay. So now the design mode is done. So if you see, just we have given the design. That's it. We have prepared the skeleton, nothing much on this. So we have to say where is this source, where is our destination. We have to specify, right? So where is our file is located. That source has to be understand. Okay, from this location collect this file, and from this location load this file. So that location part we have to specify, right? Now we are going to do that one. So double click on the source. Now it is asking the flat file source editor. Boss, where is your file? Show me that file. It is asking. Okay. So as we are going to create a new file, means we are collecting the new file from the some place and we are loading into our destination. Okay. Again it will be open one more window which is nothing but source window. From here we are going to choose the file. Let's create one source file here. Uh, Desktop. I'm going to take some uh, training. Here I'm going to create one source folder here. In this I am going to create some text. Why? Because our
Yeah.
first source is text only, right?
Yeah.
So let's open this one. Nothing is there in this source. So better we'll create some data in this, then we'll see how this is connected. Now this is the source file where we are going to see. So let's say first name, some last name, some location, and some mm, pin code. First name ABC, last name something. We are just uh, trying to add the data. That's it.
Okay. So if it's text file, it should be in this format.
Yeah, it is the text file, right? So how the text file
No,
should
I
be?
mean, I'm asking like the data should be in this format, right? The first line should be the column names, and then the next line should be the data, right?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
So generally we'll be getting the files like this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want, because you see SQL has like different format, right?
Yes, correct. What happens if you don't have the header? That is also taken care in the SSIS. Just save this file, just to see how the data is coming on. So now our source, we have some data now. Now I have collected the source, right? Here the description is optional, it is not required. So now we have connected. So in the browse we have said that what is that source, we have collected this one, right? Now if you see, there are so many options here. General, and if you go to the next one, it is saying the columns. Now if you see that file name which we created, it is showing here. First name, last
Yeah.
name, location, pin code, right? So in this, it will show the first top 10 records just for previewing purpose, not just how the columns are created, how the columns are ETL is taken, how this it will be displayed. All these things will be in the shown in the columns. Okay. In the general, if you specify the column names in the first data row, means the if there is a header, then we have to specify a tick mark here, or else if you don't specify here, it will be taken as a one record. Okay, let's see this one. I'm just unticking this one. If you go to this one, see the first time and last time is also taking as a one record, but the columns are it creating some dummy columns, column 0, column 1 and column 3. So in the general we have to specify this option. Was I have a header which is having the first record. Okay, all these options we will see one by one. Okay, these are the columns. If you go to the advanced, it will be showing all the column names and their data types. So the first time data type is DTSTR. It will automatically picks, depends on the data. Okay, and the preview. So how this is how the table is going to be loaded into our data warehouse. It is showing something one preview here. Some few records. It will be previewing rows up to some 10 records or 20 records. The preview will be shown here. Before loading the data, we can see, okay, means our required format is correct or not. Okay, like this we have to do, just specify okay.
Questions.
Yes.
Actually, by default, it is going to take their data types for what we, for all the columns we are giving.
Yeah, it will be, it will automatically taken by default.
Yeah, by during the time of creating the file, we are not going to give any data types for
Nothing, nothing.
the record.
We are not going to say what is the data type of which column. The SSIS will be decide what is their data type. Still, if you want to change the data type, we can do that one. Okay, in the coming sessions, we will see. Okay.
General option is only to make the header or to cancel the header. That's it.
Yeah. So if you want to change, here there are we have very different options. Okay.
Okay.
All the data types we have. So we can take by default it is giving the string. Okay.
Okay.
And the preview means how the table is going to be happen in our SSIS, just giving preview purpose. General columns which are available. Sorry. In advanced options, the column names. See, if you don't want to load this column, we can just delete this one. If you say select first name, I don't want to load this one, I just want to delete, means if you say delete, it will be ignore that column. Okay.
Some advanced form option.
Yes. So in preview, once this is what are the setup changes we have done on the first three things, it will be preview on this. Okay. So if you find with all these things, just say okay. Okay. And we have one more thing here, the options retain null values for the source as null in the data flow. What does this mean is, in case if anywhere in our source, if you don't find any column value, let's say in our scenario, there is a first name, last name, location, right? In the third record, there is a first name and last name, but we didn't specify any location value. Then by default, SSIS is saying provide the null values. If you don't specify any value in the record, then say take it as a null value. Okay.
Okay.
Again, we can see the preview here. So this is how the final preview where our data is going to be full. Okay, and these are the columns which are going to select from the source. Just click OK. So if you see, this red mark is gone, means our first task connecting to the source is done successfully. Okay, now our the next task is to specify where is the destination. Now we have told that source is ready. Now we have to specify the destination to be ready. Once the source is ready, if you see in the connection manager, this is the part where we call it as a connection manager. Means where, from which location, which are the things we are connecting, all these things will be specified in the connection manager. All the details of this connectivity will be captured in the connection manager. Now the source connection is done. Now once the destination is also done, it will be displayed here. Means source connection, destination connection. Means the paths are saved in these connection managers. Let's see and we'll understand. Okay, what is your OLEDB connection manager? It is asking. So as we are new, right, completely first time, we need to connect first the server. So it will be open the window like this. Means it is asking data connection. We need to specify. Click on the new. So here it is asking what is your server name. Just drop down this one. So it will be showing what are the servers which are available to our permissions. So all those servers will be displayed here. In those which we need to take it as a destination, we have to choose and we have to select. So we have here different servers here. So in that my first the server is Bazi PC, means that is my server name where I am going to connect my destination. My SQL server name is Bazi PC, that is the server name, and in which database you are going to load. If you remember, when we open the management studio, see, this is your server name. While connecting to the management, it is asking what is your server name, what is the authentication, all these details, right? Here the same server name we are connecting in the SSIS. Just connect. So it will automatically connected. We can see the different databases here. So the same thing, connecting to this server and looking all these databases. The same thing was happened here. So we have connected to the server name and we are going to load on the which database. It is asking us, we have different databases, which database you want to load. So I want to load into the dev database. Just select that database and see the test connection. Means our connection is successfully connected or not, we just can see. See, the text connection is successful. It means our connections are perfectly right. Means we are able to connect to the server and we are able to load to that, connect to that databases. Simply specify OK and just say OK.
Questions.
Yes.
Actually, in before slide you selected Bazi PC.
Yes.
In our system, what will get our user ID or what we are going to see there.
So till now you have worked on the queries, right? How you have started your SSMS?
Yes, sir.
So you have started some your SQL server, right? So
Yep.
when you started, this window will be coming, right?
Yeah.
So in that you will be find this window, right?
Yep.
So this is where your name will be displayed. If you installed the SQL server, your name will be, or your server name which we have given while installation, that name will be displayed here. So this is what
Okay.
your server name.
Okay. Then in the place of database you have added dev, but what should we do in that place?
So see, Tirupati, you have created so many databases in your SQL Server, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
till now you have created so many databases for your testing purposes.
Yep, I created.
So the same thing, connecting to this server and select the databases whichever is you are going to.
Whichever I created.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now our destination is also connected successfully. Click OK. So it is asking was where in which table. Till now the server is connected fine, database is connected fine. Very good. Now in which table you are going to load? We didn't specify, right? So till now we have just connected the source, connected the server and database. We didn't specify exact point to where it has to be loaded, in which table or which view. So we have generally tables and views in the database, right? So it is asking us in which location you are going to load. Tell me the table name so that I can load the source into the table. So if you drag and drop this option, these are the tables which are available in our database, means dev database. So in this, which one you want to going to choose, it is asking. Okay, as we are going to the first time, so I just want to create a new table from here itself. Okay, means if we have already know what is the table name, we can specify the table name. If you don't know, we want to create the on fly option, means just click the new option here. It will be automatically created one dummy table for us. Okay, so it is created one dummy table here. Create table, table name, first name, last name, all these things it has taken care. Okay,
Okay.
this is how it will be automatically created if we don't know that destination table. Okay, just specifying. Okay, the next step is mappings. So once the connection is done, we have to map the source and connection. Means whether in the source column the first column is connected to the destination first column or not. We need to check all those things in the mappings. Means sometimes what happens is this is the our source column. This is our destination column. Okay. We need to check whether this is properly connected or not. Means the first name source in the first name destination is connected properly or not. Sometimes first name will be going to the location, last name will be going to some pin code. So to check that, we need to come to the mappings. Means source column is mapped properly to the destination column or not. Those things can be seen in the mappings. Okay, so once we are fine with this, just click OK. See, now the second error also removed and new connection is created. What are the connections we have? Source connection, destination connection. We have the two connections, right? So those connection details are available here. If you double click this, again that same window which we have seen, it will be open here. Means all our connection details which we are done is the source browse we have given, right? All those details will be shown here. The same thing in the destination. So which database, which server, all these things will be captured here. This which means the connection manager will be specifying the all the details of the source and destinations. Now our task is done. Now our package is ready to load the
Yes, sir.
data from source to destination. Now what we have to do? We have to execute this package. Okay? How to
Question,
execute?
sir.
Yes.
Actually, we are seeing the two tables there itself. One is source table and the other table is destination table. And in mapping, we are seeing that first name in source table is matching with the first name in destination table.
Hmm.
Actually, in source, we are creating one file naming giving first name, last name, location, and pin code.
Hmm.
But when coming to the destination, we are giving the our we are giving what databases which we are created in that.
Thiru, just first one more thing to be clarified. Source is not our table. Source is one flat file. Got it? It is one flat file data we are loading into one destination. Okay? So Thiru, just don't be
Yes.
confused. Our source is not a table. Our source is what? Flat file. We are loading a flat file into destination. That is nothing but SQL. Got it?
Okay.
So here, don't be confused. It is not a table. It is in a text file.
Okay.
This is the destination. So where we are going to load into some SQL table. Here, when we are comparing these two things, don't come confused. The columns are displaying means it doesn't mean that it's again table. One flat file is there. In that we have some column names. Those column names are mapping to the table in the destination. So source column are properly mapped to the destination or not. We are just checking this one.
My question is that in source we are having some text which was created in the desktop like training, and we are source, and we have created some data in the text, and that was given to the source.
Okay,
Yeah, this is we are created in the source.
correct.
Yeah, but when coming to the destination,
Hmm.
when we are going to do some operations in destination, we have given our database which are created on our own in
Hmm.
database.
Correct.
Uh, what my question is that the tables in the database which are created will not match to the text which is present in source.
Okay. So
What happens then?
I mean to say, I think let me open this one. I guess
Yeah,
you are confused here.
yeah.
So
Since
here
we
the
are doing the small,
mappings, right?
yeah,
So here our target is not created. That's why we have taken some new table.
okay,
Got it? So when we are taking the source, we didn't specify the target here. So we don't have the file name which we are taken in that specified table named structure is not available in our database. So in that case, what we are doing, we are creating a new structure so that the source structure and destination structure should match and load the data into the respective columns.
okay. Then we have given some text in source, and we are giving some we are just creating one
Structure of the
table.
source type. Source, how the source structure is available, the same
Yeah.
structure we are creating in the destination, that is nothing but a table.
Okay, okay, I got it, sir. But why we are giving our database which are created on our own into the destination?
I mean, I didn't understand why means that is
Yeah,
what our
actually,
ETL, right? What does ETL will do? Collect.
ETL will extract the information from different sources,
Uh,
and if it is in SQL, it's okay. It will directly dump into the data warehouse.
hmm.
If it is not in SQL format, it will convert. It will transform them into SQL format, and then it will dump into the data warehouse.
Right? So that is what we
Yeah.
have done here. So we are created this one. Source file is flat file. So those things are created and mapped here, right?
So, but that means we are creating the same structure which is present in the source in the destination table,
Yeah,
right?
yes. So then
Okay,
only that source
okay,
will be properly matched and load into the destination. Now once this is executed, then you will be get clear, more clear. So now the package is ready. Now we are going to execute this one. Okay, how to execute this one? We have the different ways of execution, but every time just follow this option. If you look at this green button, it is saying start debugging, means we can just click, then it will be automatically start this executing the package. Or F5, function F5 is there, right? So if you press F5 also, it will be start execution. That is the second way of execution. Or go to the control flow, right click on this, execute the task. Means we can approach the different ways. We have the different ways of execution. Okay, let's start with one thing here. I'm just going to click this one, start debugging. Means I have started the execution. Now it started executing to load the data. So it is loaded successfully. So if you see there are so many windows are opened in the down. So just ignore all those things as of now. Nothing much to do with those windows. Okay. Double click this one. Means here the green button which indicates that was our package is successfully loaded. The green button. If it is got failed, then there will be shown some red mark. In future we will see all those things. Now it is showing some data, some count here. From source to destination, 2 rows are pulled into the destination. It is showing something here. Got it? Our source file is containing 2 records. Those 2 records are processed into destination.
Now we can go into the SQL and see, right?
Perfect, perfect. Now I am going to my SSMS. Just refresh this one. So for now, this is our data warehouse for in our scenario. Okay, in our database warehouse, we are going to check in which table we have created. We have created some destination, right? So just new query, whether the data is loaded successfully or not, we will see. Select star from destination. Did you see this one? Means our package is loaded successfully. Data is came properly or not? Yes, our data is came properly. Let's verify this one. Verify this ABCD Mumbai 2030. Yes, ABCD BCD Mumbai 2030. That is the pin code. The second record is some Tripoli Hyderabad 12345. So the second record is Tripoli Hyderabad 23555. Means our package is correctly mapped and correctly properly loaded.
Our destination became table in dev database,
Yes,
right?
yes. Okay. So this is how all the packages will be created, and this is how we are going to load. Once the package is done, just go to here. Stop the debugging. Means our package execution is done successfully, right? So we can check, we can stop this debugging.
So this ETL is done only when it is not in SQL format, right? Otherwise, it is not required. It
Yes,
is already in the data warehouse, right?
correct.
That's the meaning.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Once the package is successful, we are going to give the proper naming convention. Okay. So every time it will be created one package here, right? Means just some load flat file is my package name. This is my package name. So package name should be have some proper naming conventions. So don't forget .dtx should not be deleted. The extension of this any package will be .dtx. Whenever we are going to rename our package, don't delete .dtxx. Just create the rename the first part. Okay. Like this we can do so many packages. Next time we are going to create a new package again. So for that again no need to create a new solution or new project. Simply right click on the packages and create some new SSIS package. Now it is created again new fresh package. Got it? This is the existing package. This is the new package we are going to work. So this is how the SSIS will be work. From now onwards, all our sessions will be covered in the packages concepts only. So we will try different concepts, loading the source to target in the different sources in the different targets. We will apply some transformations also. Okay, this is how the ETL will be work.
Questions.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Actually,
Yeah, that is fine with me. It's okay. No problem.
So, Thiru, do you have any doubts?
yeah, I'm good with this.
Okay, so start practicing on this SSIS and try to
Yeah.
create your own sources and your own tables and load it into destination. Okay, you will be find some
Okay.
issues when we are doing the first time. Okay, let me know in the next session so that we will be close all those doubts. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Sure.
fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.